check this out, Johnny. This is where I get so excited about A.J. Brown's projection for this year and his outlook for this year.
Right here.
Downtown with A.J. Brown. Look, like last year, Johnny, when we were talking about these topics, I was thinking about last year, and I was thinking about how much hype we had on A.J. Brown going in. Because if you remember 2 years ago when A.J. Brown was a rookie, that was my favorite wide receiver in that draft class. And I was not thrilled with the Tennessee landing spot because at the time it was Marcus Mariota, but I thought he was definitely the most talented wide receiver in that group. I'm excited to be talking about him today, though, because I feel like he's not getting the love as a true wide receiver one, just as he should, because we've had years of guys like Michael Thomas and Julio Jones and Devontae Adams, and now we've got a new up-and-comer to kind of crack into that mold of a prototypical alpha dog wide receiver, and that's exactly what A.J. Brown is. So, Johnny, last year was the wide receiver 9 in standard, wide receiver 12 in PPR, and that was fueled on 70 catches on 106 targets, 1,075 yards, and 11 touchdowns. 106 targets ranked him 30th among wide receivers, so he wasn't the most targeted wide receiver, wasn't getting wide receiver 1 targets, but 11 touchdowns. That was top 5 in the NFL among wide receivers. But check this out, Johnny. This is where I get so excited about A.J. Brown's projection for this year and his outlook for this year, even more than the last 2 years combined. Corey Davis, Adam Humphries, Jonnu Smith, all leaving. That's 192 targets. That's 40% of Tennessee's target market share last year, Johnny. It's been vacated. So even if Brown, like let's say, what we say a lot with vacated targets is, oh, he's going to get those. But we got to remember, you're not going to get all of 192 targets. Johnny, even if he got a measly 20% of those 192 targets, that would put him at 144 targets. That would have been 5th most in the NFL last year. Imagine what this guy, who's hyper-productive, super big body, can play everywhere on the field, slot, outside, whatever, had 144 targets last year. There's no way he's not top 5, in my opinion, with those targets and with what he did last year. Brown is about to eat in this offense with Tennessee, all those vacated targets. This is a team that, is going to need him to eat because they don't have the weapons they had last year. And his current ADP right now, Johnny, is 211, nearly the 3rd round. I love that value for A.J. Brown. I think you could grab 2 running backs or a running back and an anchor wide receiver and sit there with A.J. Brown as your 2nd wide receiver. I mean, that is a nasty way to start this year. And I think, hopefully we don't jump the ADP up by talking about him so much, but I'm super excited about A.J. Brown.
But Travis, like you said, those numbers that you're reaching, those 140 plus targets, those are what those alpha top 5 wide receivers really do get. There are so many, 40% of those targets are now up for grabs. And so I just think it's almost impossible to not think that A.J. Brown is going to get at least 140 targets. I love this call. I think that A.J. Brown is going to do wonders for people who draft him this year.
Sure.
Right here.
Hey, you made it to the end of the video. If you like what you saw, go ahead and click subscribe. And if you want to watch more fantasy football content, check out one of these videos.